I started the recording. So today we will go over something interesting in the advanced Java. We'll start like yesterday we started a bit of the advanced Java. To enter into the JSP, we had to know the HTML. Let's pause that for now. Let's speak something about the client server architecture and how it works and what is how advanced Java comes into picture. So all these things we'll go over today. So you can see the slide, right? Hello, is the slide visible?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
Rajesh.
Yes. Okay, good. So we'll start with the client server architecture. So if you have a laptop or a desktop and you are trying to access gmail.com or youtube.com, then you are in one of those client PCs which you see in the screen. And the machine which is sending you back the YouTube videos or your Gmail content, all those things are part of the server block which is there in the screen. So in a world, if you see, there will be like millions of clients, and a single machine cannot serve all of these clients because it does not have the sufficient RAM or the resources to provide the data. So what we do, we go for a cluster. We provide many servers and we have the load balancing. So depending on where the customer is accessing, where the client is accessing, we provide from the nearest server. So all those things are there. So from this slide, what you need to understand is when as a user, when I am accessing a website, I am part of the client, and the machine which is providing me the data is part of the server. Now, how server and client works? A small diagram to explain that. The client machine, first it as soon as you hit Google, I mean youtube.com, let's take
Rajesh,
the
I'm sorry to disturb. Someone is waiting in the room. Could you please admit that guy?
yes, I did. Let me keep this open always so that I can see it. Okay, so I have it. Okay, so this slide, there is a small uh, a picture of how the client and the server interacts. So what happens when you hit youtube.com? The client's request, it goes to www.youtube.com, and that is sent as a request. That's what a small piece of document, and it reaches the server. The server has lots of content. The YouTube has lots of content, and it is going to serve you the page which you are accessing. Let's say you want to see a video of a movie or any songs, then that particular content will be served from the YouTube server, and it comes as a response. The server's response contains the actual document that the client requested, and if it is not there, an error will be thrown back. So this is how uh, the client and the server interact through a request and through a response. Next, now through a series of pictures, as a user, when user clicks a link in the browser, so in the browser he clicks a link, the browser formats the request and sends to the server. The server finds the page, and once it finds the page, it again formats the response and sends back to the client. The browser gets the page and it renders into the browser and displays for the user. So this is how the sequence of action happens. Now, how do the client and server talk? They talk in HTTP. That's a protocol which is underlying protocol is TCP IP. So these are all networking concepts, but just understand that HTTP works on TCP IP protocol. And when you hit youtube.com, a HTTP request is sent to the server. From the server, again, the response comes back to the client. So this TCP IP, it is responsible for transfer of the complete file from end to end. So you can go over few videos of how TCP IP works. There are like many beautiful videos, animation videos. So when the when the client is going to hit the server, they call using get and post methods. There are two different ways. We will go through this in detail. These are the two ways through which the client can call the server. Now, few terminology you have to understand. We have something as URL like https instantart.com and question mark. Let's say we have here abc slash. Okay, this case, the first section https is called the protocol. The second section enstnr.com is called the server address. Third section, there is something port. Here the port will be 80 by default, so it will not be visible. All the URL which we are seeing will be in 80 port, so it won't be visible. If we are having some other port, it will be visible. Port is nothing but the a gate to the server through which gate you are entering. There are various gates from 0 to 1063. Like not only 1063, these are the default gates, but we have n number of gates. So using which gate you are entering into the server. That's called port. We'll go everything in detail. Just at high level, I'm telling you as a first class. Now this ABC is called the resource. Resource means the folder or where the content is available, whatever I'm requesting. And after question mark, whatever I see here, that is the parameter. This is a basic URL. Now let me go to youtube.com and I open up any of the okay, I'll open up this maybe I'll open up this one. So I see here youtube.com and there is a URL. So if we go to this one, paste it. Here the HTTPS is the protocol. HTTPS secure protocol. The reason is secure. There is a small lock here. If you click on that lock, it will tell connection is secure. So that is a protocol. And what is the server address? youtube.com. And what is the resource and parameter I'm sending 4-e d0 something and t equal to 2573 seconds, which meaning from this particular time it is going to run. If I go to some other video, the first section is same. If you see here, the second section is changing. The second section of v equal to l, this is changing, and time is 12 seconds. This is changing. So this is what you have to read when you see a URL. Let's go to Java documentation, which we used the other day. Now you see the URL. What it is telling it is your connection to the site is not secure, which means okay, it is secure now. So the URL is https and the server is doc.oracle.com, and these are the resources inside en folder, Java folder, Java SE folder, 16 folder, docs folder, API folder, java.base, Java IO. Inside this is the resource file, actually the HTML page which they have stored. There is no parameter. If there is a parameter, it should have gone like question mark. So this is how we read the URL. This was a basic about the UR. Now, till now, is the high level clear?
Yeah, Rajesh.
Okay. So we we were speaking about server. There is something called as Tomcat server, which is an open source. You can go there and download the server, which is a very lightweight server, and install it. Tomcat, tomcat.apache.org. Other servers are heavy servers. So tomcat.apache.org. You can go to the versions download. You can go to the latest version 10. Once you go there, there will be binary distribution, 32-bit, 64-bit installer. So you have to click this. The exe will download for Windows. After you download, it is just a straightforward installation like any other. You click and install. Once everything is installed correctly, you will be having it installed in C drive, program files, Apache Software Foundation. Inside that, the Tomcat will be installed. This will be the structure you will be having. Once you have that, you have to go to bin. There will be something as tomcat.exe. You can click and drag it and place it in the taskbar. One I have already placed it here. So this is a way to start and stop the Tomcat. There are multiple ways. One is this way. The other is you can run as an service. We'll go over that later. For now, I am telling you a simple way. Once this is there, you have to click on this. A small black color like command prompt will start running. Internally, Java files will be called, and we get an okay, maybe it's already running for me. So I'll stop it and click on this. All right, it's up and running. You should note here like HTTP Neo 8080. So this is the port number I was telling. So when a server is started, you can go to localhost colon. What is the port number we saw in the command prompt 8080? If the server is installed correctly, you will be getting a server home page, default page, which the server came up with. This is your first step before you enter into advanced Java. Because in advanced Java, we will be writing programs which we have to run through web and C. That's what advanced Java is. It is not a main program where we run in Eclipse. We have to run everything in browser and C. So for that, we need a server. Whatever program we are running, we have to push into a server, and using client, we have to access it. Client is the browser. So this is your first step. You have to install your Tomcat and ensure that it is up and running. If this is done, we are all set to write the first program. Now, I'll go back to the slide. So this Tomcat, whatever we saw, there was a terminal which was running. So Tomcat is called the container. Tomcat has a inbuilt Java programs. If you go to the Tomcat directory for a minute and see inside lib, there will be so much of jar files. This Tomcat came up with these things. If you extract the jar file, you will be seeing the Java file. So Tomcat is nothing but bundle of Java files which is written predefined by the Tomcat developers, and they have bundled and given as an exe. That is what it is. This is called a container. Meaning, what is a container? Container is something. I'll go to the robot. Okay, container is something you imagine as a fish tank. So, fish tank is a box where the water will be available and where the fish can swim, fish can survive. So, for our Java program to run, we need a place for the program to run that's called the container. So, what is the use of container? It helps in maintaining our Java program lifecycle. It helps in threading. It helps the security, and it provides the JSP support. So all these are provided internally by the Tomcat developers. They have achieved everything and they have bundled and given us a server. So once we have the server started, the tank is ready. The tank is ready, water is filled. All we need to do is write our program and put it inside so that the program will be alive. Once the program is alive, we can access the program. The same way, the Gmail developers or any website you see, they have deployed in a server. Without server, we cannot run it. Any questions so far?
That means Rajesh, Tomcat server is just full of Java code. That's what. That means
Yes,
Java,
everything is Java.
everything,
Everything
total
is
Java present
here.
inside. Just we can.
It is totally all. If you see jar, it is Java archive. If you extract any jar, you can see like many classes inside it.
Uh,
To see
then
the
what's
Java
the
code,
difference between Tomcat and ID we are using, right? The Eclipse we are using, right?
yes.
Yeah. Eclipse also we can say one of the Tomcat, right? Just a console.
No, Eclipse we cannot. Okay, Eclipse. I have to give an analogy to make you understand.
You got my question, right?
Yes, you are asking what is the difference between Eclipse and the Tomcat. Even in
Yeah.
Eclipse, I am able to run a program. So
Yeah.
why do we need Tomcat to run the program? Correct.
Yeah.
Eclipse inside has the container. So if you want, okay, to answer you simply, Eclipse we run only the main program. Correct.
Okay.
we, so we have a so far we have written a main program and we used to run. So Eclipse runs it. But to
Mhm.
run in a container, we will not write a main program. Without main program, Java cannot run, correct? That's what we saw from
Yes.
day one. To run a Java program, we need a main method. But in all the web application, we will not write a main method. So we need someone else who is having a main method and who can call the program which we are writing. That is why we need a container. Container has a main method in it.
Okay.
I'll show one basic example.
We can tell like this. This is head above the head. No, we can't see this.
I didn't get you.
Uh, you can say uh, like it's the father.
Uh, I didn't get you. Father.
That means whatever the thing we are doing in Eclipse, we can do in Tomcat.
No.
No?
Eclipse is an IDE. That is a place where you build things. That is a place like that's a manufacturing area. You can
Okay.
write programs, you can save the code, you can test and see. In Tomcat, you cannot write programs. It can only run.
Okay.
There is a difference between a place where the fish tank is made and the actual fish tank. Can you can a fish survive in a place where the fish tank is being made? No,
No. Okay.
because the place where fish tank is being made, only 4 or 5 glasses will be there individually. They'll not be connected. They might have a leak. When you pour water, water might go out.
That means Tomcat just a orchestration mission.
Yes, Tomcat is the finished form which orchestras. Correct. You can take that way. But Eclipse is the place where we build it. That's a manufacturing area. Tomcat, we cannot build the Java program. We can only run a program. If you want to write a Java program, you have to go to IDE. That is Eclipse.
Sphere.
Okay. Now we will, without delay, we will write one simple program and see what we are going to achieve. So this is what we will be achieving in another half an hour. I go to browser. I
Now
gave
we are going
local.
to give the example by using Tomcat.
Yes, example using Tomcat. So what we will do is, this is what we'll do. In the browser, if I give localhost 8080 hello world something, I'll be getting welcome to servlets, RSTech, and some HTML code. And this program, I shut down the Tomcat, right? And this program, what we will do, we will first write a Java program. We will deploy or push into Tomcat. We will start the Tomcat. We will access from here and see how it is working. So you will get a better picture of what advanced Java is. Okay. First, we'll create one project. We are going to create a web project. So far we were creating a Java project. Now we will be creating a web project, dynamic web project. If you type web here, we'll get a dynamic web project. I click next. I'm going to do servlet demo. That will be my program name, the project name. And next, generate a web.xml. I'll tell what is web. So all these things will go over. As I showed the first Java program, I first ran it and then explained you. The same way, first I'll run this and we'll go over one by one. So in Eclipse, we'll create a web project, new dynamic web project. The Eclipse would take some time and would create a framework. All right. So it is done. We can go to that servlet demo and see that it has created some JAX, WS web service, the system library. This one is empty. There is a deployment descriptor. Build is empty. SRC we have main web app. There is a folder structure created. So here I want to spend some time and show you.
Rajesh, at the starting we created Java project. Not today. The first day we created the
Yeah.
Java
So
project.
far, we
Create.
created Java project. Now we created web project because
Okay.
standalone is done. Now we are moving to web. Advanced Java, we have to create as a web project because we will access only through a web browser. Not we will not run in IDE. We'll write in IDE. We'll take it out. We will push into the server and we will access through a web browser.
Okay. Just we are going to create one web page by using the database and Java
Not
elements.
database. No. Yeah, that's the final goal. But now we'll just start for that. We'll take first step on that. Okay, then I'll come back to the structure later. So what we did, we created one web project. Now I am going to create one Java file in it. New class. I'll give as welcome servlet. So till now we were giving main public static void main. Now we will not give anything. So here one terminology we have to study. What is it? Servlet. So servlet is nothing but server side Java program. So servlet is a server side Java program. Server means Tomcat. So a program which is going to be there in the Tomcat site is called servlet. How do we create a servlet? It is you extend HTTP servlet. That's all. Any Java file which extends HTTP servlet will become a servlet. Now this is not a servlet. Just because I gave a name as servlet, it will not become a servlet. I have to extend HTTP servlet. For that, I will need the supporting jar file, which is there in the Jakarta servlet API. You can go to the Maven repository and search for Jakarta servlet, and we have the 5.0 version. There is a link here, jar file. We click that, the jar file will download. We copy that jar from the download folder, and here we have a lib folder which is created. We paste it. So what this means is someone else has already written logics. Instead of rewriting it again and again, we are going to reuse it. Instead of we building all the classes which is there inside this servlet.jar, we are just reusing it and writing our own business logic. It is like buying the ready-made things from the shop for a house. We will not build everything in our house, right? Few things which is already available, we'll just take it and we'll place it in our house. The same way, we will not build everything. Whatever is ready-made available in the market, we are going to reuse. That is what we are doing. We are downloading the jar file because we are going to use few methods inside the jar file. Now I will click control space extends HTTP. Okay, before that, there is one more thing you have to do. You have to right click. Don't worry. I mean, if it is like too much of things and you're not able to understand, we will do this like 10 to 15 times over the classes. Every day I'll be creating this new and I'll show you as I did the Java program. So you'll get used to it. So don't worry about this. We'll go to properties. We have to go to, these are all standard configuration. We have to go to library, class path, add jar file, and where we have placed that jar file in the lib folder. We have to show that jar. Only then we will be able to use that jar. Now if I give control space, HTTP, it is not yet available. Let me, it is small. HTTP extends HTTP servlet. It is inside the Jakarta package servlet folder, HTTP folder. Now, if you control and click this, it will take to the Jakarta jar file. Just we now imported it, right? Where it is D colon tech software, all these things, servlet demo, SRC main web app. This is the folder we have. SRC main web app, webinf, lib Jakarta API. So we are using a class which is available inside this package, inside this jar file here. Now We don't write a main method. I go to source, instead of generate getter and setter, we have done this. Override implement methods. I said in one of my slides that we'll use the HTTP protocol uses post and get. If you remember that, where I said here get and post. So they have given do post, do get. So post and get they have. I'll use get for today and I will click OK. So this code is automatically generated. Here, instead of this, I will copy the, okay, we'll create an object now. We'll create an object of print writer, which is inside java.io package, print writer obj equal to new print writer. This is core Java, creating an object. So now using this new print writer, what is that? In the constructor new print writer. Okay, request dot. I have to get the get writer from the response object. I said we discussed in the first slide request and response. I go back to the slide. We said that a request will be going to the server will return a response. So these two objects are displayed here. This is a request object and this is a response object. From the response, we'll get a writer and we'll print for that.
I just that do get is the inbuilt function.
Inbuilt method. That's why we have an override. Means it is already available inside this. We are now adding some different logic.
Rajesh, I'm not sure about that override. Did you tell before?
Override means no. We didn't go over the override. Override in normal English term means if let's say your boss is telling something and you tell that I am overriding my boss decision. You please proceed. That's what you are telling to your subordinate, which means what you are doing something. Um, do you are doing something which your senior has said, and you are changing that terms. Correct. Overriding means what you are overriding something which someone else has said you. Let's say your boss has asked your team member not to take leave, but you tell that you take leave, I'll take care. That means what you are overriding him. He said don't take leave. Got it? It's a straightforward English term of overriding. So here it means is already in HTTP servlet there is a method do get. I am overriding it and I am writing my own logic here. That's all. This is an inbuilt method. For now to understand, this is an inbuilt method. So that's all.
That means Rajesh,
Yep.
override means not we are going opposite to the boss, right? Just we are taking the worth of the boss, but we are taking the charge of the boss. That's what we are
No, we are no. We are not taking charge. Already, let me comment it. If you
I'm sorry,
notice,
Rajesh.
no problem. I'll explain again. If you notice initially, just notice the source override implement method. I give do get. You see here what is there and what is the difference between what we have written and what is already there. The first line is same. This logic we have written, so no need to worry. But if you see what is
Just
the
it
one,
is calling.
no
I think
one difference is there. See carefully and tell me.
there is super that do get.
Yeah, we removed this. So was what boss was initially telling, you call this line. But what we did, don't call that this line. Do this. This is overriding, correct?
Okay, we are going in our own way,
Yes,
but
yes.
not we are not.
We are not, if we call this, then we are obeying whatever this method boss said. But we removed this and we are telling don't call super.get, you write something. This is what we are doing. So
Okay,
this
we
is
are going in
overriding
our own.
our
Actually,
own
there
law.
is a way. Actually, there is a way, but we are going in our own way
Correct,
to get
correct.
the.
For
If you go in
some
that way,
purpose.
also we will get the result. But we have our own idea. That's why we are going in our
Correct.
own way.
Exactly, exactly. That's what override is. When we don't want the default logics to happen,
Okay.
and where we want our logic uh, uh, to be overridden and shown, I mean, to be used, we go for the override. Now that's all the servlet is. This is one simple servlet we have written. There is no main program. Now I cannot run this servlet. So I need to move the servlet to someone who can run it. So what we do, now we have installed the Tomcat. Now I have installed the Tomcat. Here you have to right click this welcome file and give run as run on server. Till now we gave run as main application, main Java application. Now we'll give run on server. It will ask whether there is an existing server. I have already the server available, so it's going to show. If it is not showing, here there will be a browse button. You browse and you show the path. You show this Apache Software Foundation Tomcat 10. This path, if you show here, it will come up. You give next.
That means where
Already
we install in our local
correct,
machine. That
correct,
part.
correct. Now there are two programs. One project is Hello World Servlet. Now it is Servlet demo. I click on finish. The server will start now. The Tomcat will start. It has started in 8080, and if I give there is some error. If I access servlet demo is the project. It is telling the resource is not available. Okay, we'll go over that. So the first step, what did we do? We created a servlet. First step, we installed Tomcat. That's the first step. Second step, create web project in Eclipse. Third step, create a servlet. Even before that, we have added the Jakarta servlet API jar in lib folder and also in build path in Eclipse. We did this, then we created a servlet by extending HTTP servlet. Correct? We didn't do anything else so far, right? This is the order. Now, there is something, if you noticed, in the project when the Eclipse created, we have something as build.xml. If you notice this, there is one file as web.xml, sorry. Build is something different. So there is a file as web.xml which Eclipse automatically created. Okay, what is web.xml? So we are going to do something in web.xml. Don't forget this. This is the heart of the web application. If the web.xml is gone, the your web application is gone. This is the first entry point. This is the entry point which connects. We saw that the container is running, right, which connects the container and our servlet. This is the place which connects the container, which is the Tomcat, and our servlet. So here we are going to add few lines. We'll see what it is. We are going to add few lines. Already added and kept it. We are just going to provide the detail of where our servlet is. So I'll copy this servlet tag and servlet mapping tag. Okay, let's take some time and understand this. We have a servlet tag opening and closing. We have a servlet mapping tag opening and closing. Inside the servlet tag, we have servlet name and the servlet class. Name can be our own name for understanding. What is the servlet we have? Welcome. Welcome. I'll just give welcome. Purposefully, I'm giving welcome. But what is the servlet name? Our servlet name is welcome servlet. Do we have any package here? No package. So it is just welcome servlet. Here I will give welcome servlet. Now here again, servlet mapping has two tags, servlet name and URL pattern. What is the servlet name? Welcome servlet. And URL pattern, let it be like this. I'll do these changes.
Rajesh, here we can say that servlet as just like yesterday we discussed about that HTML, right? The header. Like that, we can say here the servlet just like header concept.
No, here there is no header or did. That is a different tag in HTML. This is an XML. This is an XML, and these are the tags we have to give. That's all. There is no
Okay.
meaning to this tag. There is no not much of any concept. This will be read inside the container. That's all. This is a predefined tag. Now that's all. Our job here is done. We wrote the web.xml. Let us now restart the server. Run Tomcat.
That means we run the we wrote the code and just we are calling that code in Tomcat how to build. That's it, right?
Correct. Yes, correct.
How to build means it's going to establish what we want in Tomcat.
Yes. Now, if I run and show the output, you will understand this. Now, there is one error. It's telling servlet mapping specified an unknown servlet name welcome servlet. We gave welcome servlet. It's telling it is unknown. I don't know what are you referring to. You are telling there is a servlet class, but I don't find a class. That is what it is telling. So why it is not finding the class? If I go to the navigator view and see where is the servlet demo. Okay, servlet demo, src main webinf. The reason is, if I right click here, once I have shown you in the Java program, if you go to source, you can see the output folder. If you remember, I showed you the class file. I deleted the class file and I saved, and again it was generating. Every time I save a Java file, the class file was getting generated. So here, the same way, what this means is, this is where the output folder will be. So it is inside servlet demo build classes. But let us move inside web app, webinf. Inside webinf, I'll create one folder as classes. And here, let me place it. Like few minutes, I'll tell why I'm doing this. I just want you to see the output first instead of explaining everything, and this will not stay in your thing head. So let me just run this. Okay, server has started. Desktop, there is some error again. Servlet mapping specifies unknown servlet name welcome servlet. Again, the servlet is not the welcome servlet. Child container failed. Child container failed. Welcome servlet. Okay. Project clean. Classes. I have the design of classes. I have the design of lib. We don't have anything else here. Jakarta servlet. Jakarta servlet. So everything is good. That's Java. Still, this is throwing error. I will change the name alone once. But this should not be an issue. Welcome servlet. If this is not working, I'll debug later. I have one copy of the same program running, so I can show that once I'll try this.
Rajesh, that means we have to
Started.
install the.
Yeah, tell me.
That means we have to install the Tomcat in our server, right? Sorry,
Yes,
in our
in your
machine.
machine. Correct. So this is what it is. What we did. Welcome to servlet. Where did we go? Welcome to servlet. So I can copy this and I can show you in the browser. I go to browser. When I hit localhost servlet demo,
Could you
CPP
please paste in the chat? We will try on our end.
chat. Huh?
No, that's fine. We can see that.
Okay. So what is happening when I give localhost 8080 in browser? It goes. The server is up and running in 8080 port. And it is my local server, so it identifies that localhost means any server which is running in this particular machine where I am running. So it goes to 8080 and it goes to servlet demo. Servlet demo is this project which we have given. So it goes to this demo. And what is the servlet name? Okay, it goes here. Now it goes into the welcome servlet. I'm calling the inside the servlet demo. It goes for any URL. It goes into welcome servlet. Welcome servlet. What we have given, it goes inside the do get. We'll cover these in detail next week. But for now, just as a high level, I'm telling it goes into do get. We have a simple Java program. This is a Java program here, and this HTML is being printed here. Welcome to servlet. I'll change here. Welcome to servlet. Updated. I save it and I refresh it. The
It's taking some time.
updated. Now
Um,
it came right.
yeah.
Okay.
Rajesh, my question is here: how you came this URL into the public internet? Here, Tomcat is.
It is not public. You try accessing this in your machine, it won't work.
Okay, okay. I
Now
thought
it
it's
won't work
okay.
because localhost will always access the local machine only. It is not public. If you try local, if you give this URL now, it will tell that the localhost is not available. But if you start your Tomcat and give localhost, you will be able to run it in your machine.
Rajesh, in this scenario where Tomcat came into the picture.
This Tomcat is linked here using the port. Tomcat is listening in port 8080, correct? Here, Tomcat has starting in port 8080.
Okay.
Okay. So what happens is I'll draw this. So what is happening? We start the Tomcat. Okay, so Tomcat started. Tomcat is listening in 8080 port. We have a browser. From the browser, I am calling localhost 8080. Since it is 8080, it will go into my machine and see if 8080 is running. It will find here and it will hit the Tomcat. In browser, if I give 8081, let me try this 8081, this will throw an error that nothing is running in 8081. From cache it's coming. See here, the site cannot be reached because in port 8081 nothing is listening. Tomcat is
Okay.
listening in 8080.
Okay.
So this port is what is linking the browser with the Tomcat. So when I hit this, the control goes to this port. Whichever server is listening in this port, it goes there.
Okay.
Now Tomcat is listening in 8080, so it goes to Tomcat. And it goes here. From Tomcat, it goes to the servlet. Tomcat is, as I said, Tomcat is a container. It will redirect. We don't have a main method, but it is running now. See, our program is getting called. Correct? Without a main method, the program is getting called.
Okay. That means whatever the thing we wrote in that servlet, it is going to publish in
Correct.
the. That's
Browser.
it. No, that means is there any business logics in this Tomcat we can do?
So for
My
no
question.
Tomcat we cannot do. Whatever business logic we have to do here. Now I will show that also now. Let's we have the HTML code in the servlet, which is not so good. Okay, I'll get rid of this. I will create one JSP page. Yesterday we read about HTML syntax, right? So I'll create one file as welcome.jsp, and here I will do welcome to JSP, and in the servlet web.xml I'll get rid of it. So all these I'll get rid. In the servlet I'll get rid of these lines. Print writer, I don't want this to be used anymore because having a HTML code inside a Java is not advisable. Instead of that, we have request dispatcher. Request dot get request dispatcher. I will use this. Okay. Now there is something in the request. So these things we'll go over. So don't get confused. For now, what I'm doing is I'm setting a variable here. Let's say in core Java we studied int number 1 equal to 10, int number 2 equal to 20, int result equal to number 1 into number 2. This is core Java, right? Now this
Yes.
result, yes, now this result I will be setting and I will display it in the page. Now let's run this and see what is there. I there should be one extra brace. I commented it. Okay. Now this is core Java. This is advanced Java. Extends HTTP servlet, Tomcat. These are all advanced Java because they are J2E components. They cannot run by themselves. They need a container to run. Now let's see this. I go here. I call the servlet demo. The welcome to JSP is there, but this name is not printed. So to print the name, I said yesterday that we will write a Java code inside the HTML page and it becomes JSP. This is the Java code. Now if I refresh, whatever value I am setting in the, see here, 200 has come. Whatever I am setting in the business logic, I can display it here using this. Here I am using set attribute and I will set the name as a result, whatever I am having. This is a business logic, correct?
Mm-hmm.
This is a logic which is written in Java. This is core Java. I can use list, set, map, whatever I want, I can use here. I can call another class using the new keyword. I can create an object like class A, object equal to new class A, and I can call the method inside class A, and I can get the result. Then to display to the user, I have to do this. So far, what we did instead of this, we gave system.out.println. Instead of that, that will print in the console only, but we want to be printed in the browser. So for that, we will send back the business logic result to the page. How do we send to the page? We give request.set attribute and we get it in the page. How are we redirecting to the page? Using this syntax. Syntax and all, no need to worry now. The concept I want you to understand today is we have a server running. The server runs in a port. These are the only thing you need to remember. You need not remember anything else. Server is running. This is Tomcat server. Server runs in a port. We have the we have a browser. Let me write here. This is browser, and in browser we are typing the URL localhost 8080, and this is a server, Tomcat server. It is listening in 8080. When I hit 8080, it is going to go to Tomcat server. From the Tomcat server, that will pass the control to the servlet which we are writing. From the servlet, it is going back to the Tomcat container, and from the Tomcat container, it will come back to the browser and show. This is the high level flow for advanced Java. This is the entry point for advanced Java. You can ask me any questions to clarify.
Rajesh, I am a little bit confused here
Yeah, yeah,
because the exact use of Tomcat server, I didn't get it. I am
yeah,
trying
yeah.
to.
Sure, sure. You tell me. I can help you out. Exact use of Tomcat server, correct?
Yeah, because we usually our computer is a server, just like hard disk. We can't say hard disk is server. Our computer is one of the server. But what's the
No, your computer is a machine.
okay?
Okay. What is a server? If you ask something to it, it should reply back something to you. That is what is server. Server means which serves. It serves for questions. If you ask something to it, it should return back with whatever you are asking.
Okay, that means whatever the thing in that server, it have question and answers. That means it have um, responses with particular code.
Correct. For
Whatever
a
the
request,
questions we are,
we have to
okay,
for a request, the server has to reply back with a response.
okay, oh my God,
So what is the
that's good.
request? This is the request. I am asking
Okay,
the server, hey, are you are a local server? You are in port 8080. You give me whatever is there here. This is the request I'm sending.
please send me whatever the thing you know about the servlet demo, and
Yes.
it is
What
going to send. Yeah,
correct.
oh my
Whatever
God.
is there on this particular thing, I can tell like this also now. If I give it will tell no, I don't find anything like this.
No, I got it, Rajesh.
Got it?
Yeah.
So it is telling not HTTP status 404 not found. The requested resource is not available. Clearly it is telling. The origin server, see, origin server did not find a representation for the target resource or is not willing to disclose that one exists because of security reason. But because we didn't write anything like this, if I ask it, do you have something like this? It will tell, yes, I have. This is what it is. So a server is something which will reply back for a request.
Okay, for Java we are using Tomcat.
Correct. Our Java files, whatever we are going to create, will be running inside a server.
Okay.
Otherwise, let's say you have a program addition of two numbers, okay, where you will be reading number A and number B. In core Java, how did we do? We used input stream, and in the console I used to type. Correct. Here I used to type, and we executed and we returned back and we show it in the console itself. That is what we did in core Java. Now assume what is the use of that program? Only you can use it. If you run that Java program, only you can use it. You cannot give it to me. If you want to give it to me, you need to be listening to a request which I am asking you. How can I ask you? I cannot ask you through console. All I can ask you is through a browser. So what you will do, you will write that logic of getting two input numbers and adding inside a servlet. You will publish it in the Tomcat and you will give me the URL. Hey, the program is ready. If you send two numbers, I will reply back with a result.
Okay. I got it. Just we are using for you know, just like what are the things we are giving the request and the response.
Yes, yes. This is a very high level. Now, what next week?
But
What?
we
Yeah.
have to understand, right?
Yes,
This is
yes.
the
You
time.
have
This is the time to ask all the questions to
definitely,
you,
definitely. No, definitely. You can ask.
because if you
Next
see in
week
the net
fully,
also,
we will be going through this only. The in one day, I have given you a summarize of what is going to happen next week. Next week, we will go over one by one in deep.
because if I see these things in internet also, no one is going to just I can see, but I won't it like 100% clear, right? That's why
Yes,
I'm
yes, yes.
getting.
Definitely, you can ask as many questions as you want. Definitely, you can.
Yeah.
So this is the picture. Just understand this. From the browser, it goes here. From the server container Tomcat, it is going to pass to our program. From our program, we will reply back to Tomcat. Tomcat will reply back to the browser.
And one more thing, Rajesh, here servlet, we can say this one of the method.
Servlet it is a class.
It's a class. Okay.
It is a class.
Google class.
Servlet is a server side Java program. Don't always remember this.
Okay.
What is servlet? It's a server-side Java program. That's all. Without a main method. Servlet cannot have a main method. As per Java, without a main method, you cannot run it. So we need a main method. Who is having the main method? Tomcat is having it.
Okay.
That's all. The link is achieved now. I know it is. It might be a overdosage.
No, Rajesh, because to be honest, just I want to learn something from you guys because that's why I'm asking more questions. I'm clearing my doubts. No, it will be useful in my career,
Definitely. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
right? Yeah, I'm good, Rajesh. Thank you.
Okay, great. So what we will do next week is the same thing we are going to repeat again and again. We will, what we will do is we will create one project. We will write one servlet. Same thing, whatever we did, we'll do, but with some extra steps. We'll have input here. The other day we created one HTML file, right? As first name and last name. I mean, for username, password. We'll create here in here. I have to replace that content. Whatever HTML I had, I'll replace it here. So when I run it, maybe I can do it right away and show you. Where it is, it will be in d colon projects. We had it in index.html, right? The neat page with input. Here is login form. I'll copy this and I'll go to the welcome.jsp and I'll paste it here. So now when I run this, I should get the, okay, but why the CSS is not there? Am I referring to somewhere else? No. Here it is. So when I run yesterday I opened this as a standalone file in the browser. Now when I run through a link, the page is coming. What we will do, we need to capture these two and send back to our servlet. Okay. And we can do one thing. Previous weeks in the core Java, we did the addition of numbers. What we'll do, we'll capture two numbers here. First number, second number. We'll have four buttons: add, multiply, subtract, and divide. We will have a place to view the result. When I give two numbers and click on add, we will show the addition value. The addition value will be done in Java program, core Java, but we will show it here. So if we do this logic, you will understand how to capture a value from the user, how to pass it to the Java program, and how to execute a business logic and return back. Slowly, we will go over few additional high-level concepts of the servlets also. But in a nutshell, this is what is a advanced Java or the web application. Web application means from the HTML page to the servlet, from servlet back to the page through a server. It can be Tomcat, JBoss, or IBM servers, WebSphere, WebLogic. There are n number of servers available in market, not only Tomcat. This is open source, lightweight. We are using it.
That's good, Rajesh.
Okay. Yeah. Any questions from anyone else?
Rajesh, this one is in our syllabus, but if you're interested, can you please tell me the rest API? Because in the current project, we have one SOAP UI. We are building one code for infrastructure. In my server, my manager, they introduced SOAP UI, but I learned something about internet. Just it's like testing tool. whatever the thing we are
SOAP
giving,
UI
it's
is SOAP UI is testing the APIs. That's all. Already it is not actually development. The UI, the API will be ready. Using the
yeah.
SOAP UI, you have to just hit the web service, passing the data,
Mhm.
and check if it is working or not.
That means we are getting the result or not, the response or not.
Correct.
How SOAP UI knows that getting the result or not?
In SOAP UI, you'll have a place where you key in the URL, destination. I mean, the
Okay.
target URL you have to provide, and it will hit that URL and it will return back.
Okay. That SOAP UI knows that URL
Yes,
regarding that.
there will be a text box to provide in SOAP UI.
Yeah. Just I saw yesterday there is text box to provide. Just I provide that URL in the text box.
Yes,
I
and you
am
have to,
asking.
yes,
I am asking to that SOAP UI. It knows about that URL.
yes, internally it will take whatever value you are giving the URL, it will hit that URL. It knows internally.
Oh, internally in that missions, right?
Correct, correct.
Okay. So I'm good at that.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay then. So have a nice weekend, everyone. So this video will be available. I'll share you the link. Uh, Again, Monday we'll continue the session.
All right. Thank you, Ravi.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you all. Bye.